Welcome to week 6 of community policing. Last week we discussed the issue of stop and frisk in New York and the fact that in the mid-2000s, hundreds of thousands of people were being stopped annually and stopped and frisked by the police, and that over 80% of these individuals were either African American or Hispanic. This week, we're going to talk about the legal definitions and standards for stop and frisk and how they compare with arrest and search and seizure. Um, Following the video, there's going to be a discussion board assignment based on a short video clip from prominent local attorney Billy Murphy, who will be talking about stop and frisk, and the video contains a brief scenario of a stop and a frisk, and you're going to be asked to apply these legal principles to that scenario. So as we proceed, I would recommend that you take some notes um, to help you think about these issues and think of the following questions. What is a stop? What is the legal standard for a stop? What U.S. Supreme Court case set the legal standard for stop and frisk? What is a frisk and the legal standard for um, a frisk? How does a stop and frisk compare to arrest and search and seizure? And what is the legal standard for arrest and search and seizure? So let's begin. A stop is a temporary detention for investigative purposes. The legal justification for a stop is reasonable suspicion based on articulable facts. In other words, the police must be able to clearly state why it is they think a crime might be afoot, might have recently occurred, or is in the process of occurring. Reasonable suspicion was established, or reasonable suspicion based on articulable facts was established by the U.S. Supreme Court case of Terry versus Ohio, decided in 1968. You can use the link in our course to reach the case, or simply type Terry versus Ohio in Google to read more about the facts of that case. So a stop occurs when somebody is not free to leave. The police can walk up to anybody and ask them questions. And as long as the person feels reasonably free to leave, they are allowed to do that. But when they temporarily detain someone, a stop has occurred and a person is not free to leave. A frisk is a pat down of the outer garments for weapons, typically for officer safety. To justify a frisk, the police must be able to articulate why they believe the person can be, or why the person might be presently armed and dangerous.